So welcome to SMG Viewers Comments, episode 50. Doing something a little different. It's freaking July the 6th right now. I shoot this a couple of days ahead. We're in no man's land, Ontario. Here, get a pan around there, Teach. And this is we're in between Dutton and London, and there is like absolutely nothing here. This is the most boring stretch of road in the known universe. No, actually, upstate New York's pretty boring too. We did that drive to the trap show last year. Yay. Excuse me, Shinedown show. But this is a pretty boring stretch of road. In fact, they call it Carnage Alley because there's been so many fucking accidents because people just fall asleep with a wheel out here. Anyway, we're heading up to Toronto. Gonna go see our good buddy Matt, hang out with our director friend Gavin Michael Booth. And tomorrow night I'm doing a bit of guitar recutting work with Protocol because I didn't think the guitars were quite ready for prime time because you guys are a bunch of harsh motherfuckers, and rightfully so. But too many open strings and crap to fix, and I'm like, no, you know what? Let's just do it again. So anyway, yeah, we're heading up to Toronto and killing some time. It's a 3.5 hour drive. So in the boring stretch here, I figured we'd kill some time and do a viewers comments episode. So how's it going? Got my Timmies. I'm on the 401. It gets about as Canadian as it is. So here we go. Just need my toque.
Hey Glenn, I just recently got into college and I'm majoring in audio engineering. Any tips on how to gate through the classes and such? I have heard they can be very difficult. Thanks in advance. P.S. I'm a bass player.
In my experience in college wasn't really that tough. You just basically had to apply yourself. You know, I actually remember saying to myself first year of college, oh, you mean we actually do the assignments here? I guess I can try that. You know, because in high school I just didn't give a fuck about any of that. College was a little bit different. Yeah, I actually did give a shit. And so yeah, basically do what they ask you to do. Do it to the best of your ability. You should do fine. I mean, like, shit, man, I'm sure you dressed yourself in the morning, you know, you just gotta fucking put some time in and learn how to do this shit. Ask questions. And don't wait for somebody else to hold your dick, you know. If you don't know, ask. Yeah, that's one thing I find in a lot of audio schools. There'll be kids who get shit done, and then there's the kids who just want other people to do the work for them. Don't be one of those guys, because those guys are cunts.
What DAW are you using? Looks like Reaper? Thought you'd have Pro Tools or Logic Pro X.
Well, since I use a real computer, Logic is completely out of the question. But honestly, though, I'm a PC guy, and I've never been one for the bigger DAWs. And I think I started out with Cakewalk many moons ago, but used SpectreSoundStudios for about 10 years, and been using Reaper happily for the last couple years. I like the flexibility. I like the drag and drop for copying effects, and the routing options are outstanding. Reaper doesn't disappoint me in any way. It's absolutely spectacular to work with. It's pretty much bulletproof. I think I only ever managed to crash it once. I don't use Logic because I'm not a Mac guy, and I don't use Pro Tools because last time I used it, that's going back maybe 2008, 2009. I wasn't that impressed with Pro Tools LE. Who knows what they're doing these days? I did get some contacts at DigiDesign when I was at NAMM, so the floor is still open. I might give it a shot sooner or later. We'll see what it's all about. But in the meantime, yeah, I'm using Reaper, and there's absolutely no reason why anybody shouldn't be using Reaper. At $60, man, like, you just cannot go wrong. I understand the industry uses Pro Tools, and as I've said before, the industry also uses auto-tune and time alignment and all kinds of bullshit that make really terrible records. So I really could care less what the industry's doing.
So pretty soon, all you will need to bring to record in a studio is just a guitar. Seems like software is really gonna do away with all the expensive tube amps and cabinets very soon. I am impressed with these programs, but these are bad news for amp companies already making a killing. All you would need to play live now is a really good house system and a computer. Take that, Mesa Boogie!
And we were guests at Shinedown there in Syracuse, and they were like, what, how many bands were playing there, Teach?
10.
Okay, yeah, but on each stage?
No, I think there was 20.
Okay, yeah, it was about 20. Yeah. Anyway, we were sitting there in backstage land, and I got a chance to talk to some of the techs and whatnot. And most of the bands at those gigs were playing Axe FXs or Kempers. I know in this moment they were playing Kempers. I know Zach from Shinedown, he was playing an Axe FX. I mean, on the road, it certainly makes a lot of sense. Those are expensive, granted, but they get the job done. And I noticed the guys in this moment were playing like two Kempers, one, and then they'd have a backup as well in case one went down. But I mean, there's a lot less stuff to break. And when you're in a festival kind of situation, believe me, nobody's going to know the fucking difference. And they've really gotten that close. In a recording situation, that's up for debate. I mean, I'm not going to be getting rid of my tube amps anytime soon. That's not to say I don't like a lot of amp sims. I think they're coming a long way too. We've definitely come a long way since the first Line 6 pod, that's for sure. Like I said, the Mercurial stuff is very impressive. Bias Effects is very impressive. I'm going to get a chance to play with the Bias Head this summer. I'm really looking forward to that. Where amp sims are going, you might very well be correct. But then again, you're always going to need tube amps to make the samples out of. So there you go. I mean, they're never going to be gone completely. What you're saying though really reminds me of what one of my college professors was telling me. In the late 80s, early 90s, I remember him talking about, we're going to do away with tape and you're going to be able to record video onto a disc, take it out of your camera, and then plug it into your computer. And we all kind of sat there and thought, wow, wouldn't that be cool? And we're even beyond that at this point. These days, it's a memory chip. You just pull out of your camera and drop into your computer. And like I said, that stuff seemed very much Star Trek at the time, and that's very much a reality these days. So you might have predicted the future there. We might be seeing less and less tube amps being used in studios and more software. And the software can only get better at this point.
Hello, Glenn. Been following your vids for a while now. Really funny stuff. I love your enthusiasm on everything you talk about. Not sure if my wife appreciates all the shouting. Anyway, I have a question. I sometimes sing in a smoky, muggy pub. When I practice at home, I can sing the songs no problem, but when I'm in that pub, I choke up on all the smoke and can hardly hit any of the high notes. Do you have any tips on how to sing through smoke?
I'm very curious to know where you're performing. I mean, because in Canada, that's completely unheard of these days. There is absolutely no smoking in any kind of indoor business because it's a workplace safety hazard. Secondhand smoke does fucking hurt people. And as somebody working, you might have a right to protest the smoke in a club because you are a worker and you do have a right to a safe workplace. At least that's how it works in Canada. I don't know how it is. It sounds like you said pub, so maybe that's England. I don't know. But that'd be my first course of action, is to hit up local town council and say, hey, why is it we can have smoke-free workplaces everywhere but where I work? That's discrimination. And that is how you get the shit changed. So demand a smoke-free workplace. That would be my suggestion. Instead of trying to smoke through it, no. You're putting your body at risk. No, you deserve better than that. People want to smoke, make them go outside where they belong. And I used to smoke for 23 years.
Hey Glenn, have you ever gotten so frustrated with a client, whether it was a single person or the entire band, that you decided you just couldn't take their BS anymore and kicked them out?
Has there ever been? Has there ever not been? Shit, man, the second project I did, I threw the bass player out. I call him Norm. He's a good buddy of mine these days. But, many moons ago, what was it? Like December or like early 99, would have been spring of 99, right around Thanksgiving, right around Easter, actually. Yeah, I remember I had a band come in and the bass player was terrible, and I'd go home and learn this shit. And it's just been a comedy of errors ever since, usually throwing the bass player out because they haven't practiced, they didn't put enough time. I've had to send singers home at certain times too because they weren't ready. I've had a couple projects where I got so frustrated with the band, but by the time I ended it, I swore I'd never work with them again. That's only happened twice, but it has happened. It's like, okay, here's your record. Don't ever call me again. It's not fucking worth the aggravation. Believe me, life's too short for that kind of bullshit. And the count so far is only one band I've outright quit on. That just drove me up the fucking wall. We weren't getting anywhere. All they wanted to do is nitpick everything. And after 2 years of working on this project, I finally said, guys, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. We're getting absolutely nowhere. And you're never going to be happy with anything I do. So see you later. And of course that band went on to sell millions. Not.
I got a question for you, Glenn. Have you ever worked with a death or black metal band? There was one black metal band coming into my studio to record their first album, and they said they want to make their record sound super brutal. I said to them that it's your job to make the brutal riffs and melodies, and I just record and mix the song, but those guys just won't believe it. What would you do in this kind of situation? Those idiots don't even know what a fucking metronome is.
Say, okay, you want to make something super brutal? Well, it's got to be super tight, and to be super tight, you have to play to a metronome. What's that? Oh, well, that's the thing that goes tick, 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 tick. Oh, but we have changing tempo map. Good, you're going to learn how to do that too. That would be my reply. You know, it's like, oh, you want super brutal? Great. Be super awesome. Learn how to play super awesome. I can't make you super brutal. You have to be super brutal. You're right, though. It does come from the riffs. It comes from the playing. It comes from all that shit. The arrangements, you fucking name it. But it also comes in tightness in the playing. If they're not going to play to a metronome, tell them go somewhere else. You don't need that kind of. You don't need the money that badly, and you don't need that fucking aggravation. Trust me. Run. Seriously though, I mean, like, kick them to the fucking curb. They're not going to play to a metronome. Say, oh, I'm sorry. This studio is for men, not little boys.
Awesome video. Thanks to you, I started my own studio. Thanks for your inspiration, man.
Thanks so much for your support. Thanks for watching. Good luck with your venture, man. It can be a very rewarding experience. It can be an agonizing experience. I mean, like, it really all depends on who you get in and whatnot. But just remember, you know, you're going to get out of recording exactly what you put into it. So
Exposure?
TJ just said exposure. Yeah, that's it, right? Yeah, don't work for exposure. Work for cash. Don't work for Home Depot gift cards. Work for cash. And always, always, always get paid before you hand anything over, because if you don't, you will never see those people ever again, or your money.
My name is Michael DeLuca, and I'm from Connecticut. Skipping the total sap story of why I'm not working in a recording studio, I would like to ask you to share with me a little bit about yourself and how you got to be where you are today. I am working very hard to one day move back to Vermont and start a recording studio, so I'm trying to talk with as many people as I can. Connecticut pretty much shits on anyone in this career, and most of the musicians I have met are sinking or sad. Basically, what I'm asking is this: how did you get your start?
How did I get started? Basically, I called up a few of my friends' bands, you know, went and saw them live. You know, they were like playing cover bands or whatnot. Just, hey, why don't you come on down, lay down an original? Okay. And then word gets out, you know. It's the best advertising I had when I first started out was word of mouth, and it was just one band after another would talk, and then, you know, the clients would just keep coming in, and that's basically how I got started. But that, in conjunction with working my ass off and getting some gear to begin with, that's really what helped. But like I said, the best thing you can do is maybe record a friend's band, and hopefully they're going to play it for their friends, and just take it from there.
Hey Glenn, I've been playing bass in this band for a few months now, and the guitarist refuses to learn the structure of the songs we're covering. He just wants to play it how he remembers it. He also spends vast amounts of our 2-hour weekly practice just wanking away on his guitar and suggesting new songs we will never complete. Are all guitarists egotistical wankers with no real idea of how to work as a team? I want to know because I've been playing guitar for like 30 years, and I think I might have been doing it all wrong. Yes, I'm doing bass in this band just for fun. Thanks for your great tips on recording and playing and avoiding douchebaggery. Stu.
Yeah, a lot of guitar players, unfortunately, are just complete and total egotistical princesses. You know, I don't know what to do in that situation. I mean, you can't really force somebody to buckle down. Here's an idea. Hey, I know. Instead of, you know, watching you just fucking, you know, play with yourself for 2 hours, here's an idea. Why don't we finish off the songs we already know, and then we'll work on something new? Maybe we can write something together. I don't know if you're playing covers or whatnot, but that, you know, but you can only reason with people so much. I mean, like, obviously the world doesn't know just how awesome this guy is, and it's up to us to, you know, get down on our knees and to worship him. Because apparently, you know, a genius of his type only comes along once in a millennium or something like that. But, you know, somehow I think we're going to do okay if we don't hear him. Anyway, guys, that's episode 50 of SMG Viewers Comments. I can't believe it's 50 fucking episodes already. Don't forget, I've got all kinds of new shirt designs in stock right now. I've got bass players do it worse. Shut up, you thin string peasant. And rule number 4, if your drummer made it this far, congratulations. So check those out at spectremedia.ca/shop. And we're getting into London, Ontario here. And traffic's gonna pick up here in a sec, so I better wrap this up. But it's been a real fun episode to do. I definitely want to get out of the studio a little more this summer, do some of these in various locations and whatnot. Until next time, I will see you guys later.